Number one. I'm here today with.
I'm Josh Kelly.
And what did you do today?
I went X1 at London Regional, London Darksphere Regional. I played like Maliss, Bystial, Fiendsmith. It's similar to the build that Truth played at like the 3v3 YCS.
But you definitely had your spicy text.
Yeah, I mean, I played like a similar build before, and I feel like I don't know what they were thinking of this deck. I haven't really watched the videos, so I feel like it feels a lot like the Tempai deck, like the Fiendsmith Bystial Tempai deck. I really like playing board breakers, so I thought I'd give it a try. I went X1, I came 7th, which is unfortunate. It was 126 players, so just under the 8-round cap. My one loss was unfortunate. I think I also could have played it a bit better. And I just wanted to give my insight into the deck.
Cool. That's what you did.
The cards I played. So my engine ratios were the same as the deck that Triff Pack played. Yeah, I think it was really nice. I think the idea of having this as an extension engine and these 5 extenders are really strong, which I really liked. And I didn't have a problem with this ratio all day. It was a bit awkward. One game where I drew Chessie, but there's no way you would play 2 Chessie for the time that you draw Chessie. I never missed TB11. Yeah, I mean these cards are I really like the ratio. It gives you that powerful engine to your insane Bystial Fiendsmith controller. And then for the Fiendsmith stuff, I played the same ratio as they played again. And so, previously when I was playing this deck, I was playing 3-track. And I think if I was going to play this deck again, I would play 3-track. Because the games that I lost and the games that felt like it was the deck that felt bad were the games where, pro side, I was losing to a Lancia and having just Maliss cards in my hand. So I think in almost every hand, I want to open an engraver or a track. And I understand that once you start drawing, you get into them. But once you start drawing, you kind of won anyway. So I don't feel like that's a real reason to play them. So yeah, I think I'll play one more track. And then for the Bystial stuff, I played the 3 Lebellion on the regain, and then I upped the Bystial count. Because I didn't really want to play hand traps. If you think of board breakers in this format, the good ones against Bystial specifically are Slayer and Metatronus. Because they're the only ones that beat twins. Or the main ones that beat twins. So if you want to play board breakers that aren't those, I feel like the Bystials really complement that. So I played 6. I have no specific reasons for why I played exactly 6. I just wanted to up the count. I probably would play one more board break, because if you open a break into Bystial, you use the breaker, they chain their detonator, pop it, and then they use twins and you Bystial. So it's a Bystial is the best card to have paired with a breaker against that deck at least. And they're always insane extenders for the Maliss cards. And then for my breakers, I played the best one, always, Eclipse. Eclipse is insane.
Come on now.
Yeah, Eclipse is just...
Did it come up today?
Oh, Eclipse is broken. And then Talents is really nice as well. I mean, these cards, I think in any breaker deck you would play them. They're just so powerful. Obviously, Eclipse going second into Maliss isn't great, but going second into Maliss isn't great anyway. And then I played the 2 Storm and the Duster. These are insane. Also, with the idea of using the Bystials as breakers rather than hand traps, you don't find that they clash with Lightning Storm. Every time I activate these game 1, I just won because my opponent's not ready for me to duster them game 1. And then I played 3 Econ. I just really like this card. I didn't activate it once. I drew it once and I just couldn't stick a body. So I probably wouldn't say it's the best card to play. This would probably be a drop or something.
Okay.
But it is really fun. And in the Maliss mirror, it's really funny because you can take a white binder and set a trap against engines. That's normally a lot better when you play TB11. Yeah, I do really enjoy Econ. And then the last card is Callback.
Makes sense. Do you want to do side or extra?
Yes, I'm playing this on the side.
Oh, okay.
I'm not main decking Ash Blossom, and I wanted some kind of answer to more charms.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't activate this. I think Callback's fine. It's also a decent, it can be substituted as a breaker. And then for the extra deck, I did make some changes from the deck that I saw from Trick. So I played all 3 Maliss extra deck monsters. I'll just show the whole extra deck and then I'll talk about my theory.
Sure.
So for the rest of the Maliss stuff, Haggard, IP, SP, Link Decoder, and Access Code. And then the Fiendsmith stuff, I play Necroprep, Moon, Desiree, Requiem, Sequence. And then this is the same. And then my last 2 slots I played Dark and Light. So I didn't play Typhon because in the Breaker build it feels like you have to do more. It feels quite difficult to like. You're not really winning the game if you play that like kind of mid-range strategy with Typhon. I would say Typhon is really good though. I didn't miss it, but I could definitely imagine a world where I did miss it. I felt like the Dino and the Dark are better in this list specifically because they allow you to push further, and they also allow your endboard to be stronger in second. Also, line is really nice because you can take Lancia if you get Lancia with your Fiendsmith stuff. So in Maliss mode, that's insane. I did against Darwin, who took the UK Open with Branded. We played, and he sets up like the full Branded board, and my breakers are like, because there's no gimmick puppet, the breakers are really good into Ido. I feel like he contributed the Ido. And I broke his board, and at the end of my turn, I liner summoned back his Sanctifier, and then Elo locked him, which is really funny.
How greedy!
So joke. And then he was like to me, don't tell anyone, no one can ever hear about this.
And that was going on YouTube for all of our friends to see.
Yeah. And then he told everyone. So,
oh, fair enough.
There's the Maliss stuff. So like all of this, these 5, like you would probably always play. I do think Access Code is almost cuttable because it normally feels like when you're
bold
this
statement.
one. And then like in the awkward game states where you get to a link 3, it's useful. And then these 2 are kind of self-explanatory. I think like Crypto's a card I really liked in like simplified game states, and this slot is the Abao slot. So when you're going first, you can go for an Abao line to get like a stronger end board. But it feels like Abao only comes up when you're in those like really controlling positions, whereas Crypto I feel like comes up more in like simplified game states, and it comes up more in games that you would lose. So my end board instead of Abao, the Maliss stuff is normally leading me to a Crypto with all the graveyard setup, and then I really like it, and it also like makes it incredibly easy to push for lethal. I really like Crypto. I wouldn't cut it out. I don't think.
Cool.
I probably summon it every match.
Fair enough.
And then for my side, I played 3 Perula because I wanted, like, this deck already feels like it has quite a good Purizio matchup, and this is something that just makes the matchup even better. I didn't have space for Metatronus or Slayer, and because I just wanted something specifically for Purizio, I thought Perula was the best. And then I played Ash to beat more Charmies. I never Ashed a more Charmy, but I would still play it to beat more Charmies. And then 3 Lancia, because this deck feels like it doesn't like instantly lose if your Maliss opponent combos because of like because of the breakers, the econs, the dusties and stuff. You can kind of push through. But if you just get to instantly win the game, that's great too. And then I played 3 Thrust. So I was standing in it, occasionally going second in matchups where you want to side out like Paradise, and you don't really have cards you don't want to side in. You don't want to put this in if you want to play around like Talents, which is like a big aim in Worldbreaker decks. So it was something that's quite flexible. You can search and extend it for any engine apart from the Bystial engine. You can also search like Talents or Duster. Quite nice. And then the rest of my side is just 3 targets for it for going first. Yeah, so you would always play these 2 because pretty self-explanatory. Maliss, Bystial.
Makes sense.
And then this one is just specifically for the London local scene.
Okay.
So I'm from London. This is like a local that I'll go to, and a lot of people in London play Memento, thanks to Khaled.
Shout out Khaled.
Yeah, and I feel like, especially at regionals, you face like some rogue, like crazy combo decks. Like I saw people ask for Dark Lord cards in the group chat yesterday, so I thought it was just safe to go GG. Yeah, overall I really like the deck. I definitely think that like Maliss is one of the decks that feels really good to play with ball breakers because you have loads of pushes. So like if you normal summon a Stormhouse and you have to tribute that for an econ, and the Stormhouse isn't great, you can use it later poke. So it just feels really powerful. Whereas like Ryzio with board breakers can sometimes feel like if you use your first push to make Talent slide, then you only have 1 or 2 more pushes. and so the talents kind of have to trade for a lot more. And this deck doesn't feel like it has to trade for as much because you have the pushes of Bystial, Man's cards, Intro cards. So yeah, it felt really good. The one match I lost, I think I won the game 1. The game 2 I could have played it a bit better around impulse. Considering like here when you have no cards, I didn't use the Bystial when I had no cards and they got impulse and I lost. And then I got double answered. I only opened Maliss cards plus a cool buy and I got double answered after I took a cool buy. And then like another game that I felt like I was going to lose is where I opened just Maliss engine and I got Lanced. Luckily my opponent didn't open enough to push through and I could use my Maliss cards next turn. But that is one thing that I'd say feels like the biggest weakness with this deck, especially if you're not playing hand traps. You can't like get Lanced but then still win the hand trap ball. You get Lanced and then you have like a couple board breakers in your hand and just do nothing. So yeah, I definitely would play the third track. And apart from that, I really like the list. It was a lot of fun. Shout out to Rocco for winning the regional momentum.
Big up Rocco, come on.
If you want to see the list, it's quite similar to Khaled Kiva's list. We'll link his YouTube down below. And second place, Tom Sayer, who I lost to, first regional top. Shout out to him. Shout out to Josh Greaves, filming right now, who used his triple tactics to us.
You're very welcome. I'm glad it came up.
And shout out to Europa, best locals in London. Come check us out if you're nearby.
That's Preston Road.
Yeah, Preston Road. Check us out on the website. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Thanks for watching.
Congrats, man.